So let me ask, why do you think women bleach their skin?
Why do I think? Because I think the simplest answer for me is because whoever does that is not necessarily comfortable in our own skin, right? There might be an excuse for that, but I believe whatever would damage the natural process or whatever would damage the original you, for me, is still born out of insecurity.
Let's talk. Earlier, before we started the interview, you were telling me there's a difference between a minister and a pastor. I'd like you to explain it better now, because in my mind, a minister, if it's not a, if they don't, you know, they'll say minister in charge or ministering in songs, Basi, or something like that.
Okay.
But you just said you explained to me earlier, so I'd like you to say it again as quickly as possible.
Okay, I hope my pastor will scold me for this.
Daddy Gio, please pardon our sister. Okay.
Okay, so I think pastoring for me, you know, like I think biblically, right, has to do more with the fivefold ministry.
Fivefold ministry.
Yes, you have the pastor, the apostle, the teacher, the prophet, and the evangelist.
Okay.
But when you talk about a minister is someone who has been appointed, not ordained right now. The pastor is ordained.
Okay.
The minister is appointed to oversee, you know, it's more of service for the minister. Why for the pastor, it's more of the sheep, the people under him or under her.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, so if you look at it, both roles are actually a little bit different. Because just as you cannot call an evangelist a prophet.
No, you can't.
You cannot, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I understand. So if you're out there and you do not know the difference between a minister and a pastor, Mrs. Abimbola has just explained it like in the simplest terms you can find. You can find, okay, so as a minister, I know you work with youth now.
I do, and I work with women and children.
Youth, women and children.
Yes. Okay,
but what do you think is the main vice youths these days face? As someone with experience, someone who works with them, what do you think is the vice, like the major vice you've seen?
Okay.
That you think, like, let's say Nigerian youth, what's the major vice you think they face? Okay,
I think for me, the major vice for me mainly would be presenting yourself to be who you are not.
I don't know.
A fake life. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not being authentic. Okay. And we see a lot of that, you know, on the streets. We see a lot of that everywhere.
Okay.
So I think that's the major thing,
problem.
yes, for me, that I would say most youth are struggling with right now. You know, juggling in between your true self and who the society expects you to be. Yes.
Okay. So how do you think we can stop that? How can we change that narrative? How can we encourage these youths to be themselves? Okay.
So change the narrative. I think for me, it starts more with you understanding yourself.
Okay.
You know, and accepting you for who you are.
Okay.
Because there's something I love to tell the people that I work with, that before people acceptance comes self-acceptance, right? And then before your doing comes your being. Yeah, there's a big difference between the two.
Before your doing is your being.
Yeah, you know, so before the external, before what you want people to see, would have been the you behind, you know, the doors, understanding who you are, what makes you you, why I can decide to dress this way and not feel terrible because you are wearing native, you know, and just feel comfortable in my own skin. Yes.
Your own skin. Okay. I agree with you. Completely. But let's be practical now. We have women who bleach their skin.
Okay.
Oh,
so let us shake tables.
Please, let's even shatter the table.
Let us shake tables.
Let me ask you. Some people say, because if I am of the opinion that if you do not like the way you look, you have every opportunity to do whatever you can to change your look. As far like you said, self-acceptance. It makes you. But I've begun to hear that some people change their skin because of how people look at it. Like some men, it's a whole confusion. So let me ask, why do you think women bleach their skin?
Why do I think? Because I think the simplest answer for me is because whoever does that is not necessarily comfortable in our own skin, right? There might be an excuse for that, but I believe whatever would damage the natural process or whatever would damage the original you, for me, is still born out of insecurity. You may want to give it a name, make it sweet, you know. But whatever, you might work on, there's a difference between working on something and you wanting a total change. You might work on your skin to make it, you know, glow,
yeah,
to
like
make it
now.
shine.
Like me.
Shout out to you. You know, but so it's one thing for me to look at my skin and say, I want to work on my skin out of love and self-acceptance. Yeah, like I want to look better. I want to freshen up. I want my skin to glow. I would only do that because I love myself. But when I begin to look at this skin and the only vibe I could get from it is hatred. Like, why exactly am I like this?
Black?
When this other person comes out looking all yellow, I think I want our own kind of skin and I would do anything to achieve our own kind of skin. Then there's a big problem there.
Oh, that's one of the reasons why these women.
Yes.
Well, not just women. I've seen men who bleach as well.
Yes, men and women, not just women.
women.
Yes, men and women.
So if you are in that situation, please call your friends. Come and listen to how you can. So let's do this as quickly as possible. How can somebody build confidence, self-confidence? You know, saying how can you know? There's this word I'm looking for. How can you not be oppressed by what you see out there? How does one build his or her own self-confidence?
Okay, so how do I build? Let me say, how do I build?
Using yourself as an
yes,
example.
using myself as an example.
Okay.
But I'm not just talking into the air.
Okay.
So how do I build my own confidence? Like I said earlier, the primary thing or the beginning, the starting point for anybody is to first understand that and acknowledge that you're loved.
Okay.
Like, I'm loved, I'm unique. There's no two other persons like me. Like, what makes Abimbola must first be discovered and appreciated.
Okay.
That's number one. And then number two, working with people, I notice that most people act below that confidence belt out of ignorance.
Ignorance
yes.
of what they are supposed to
know.
Okay,
to know.
Okay.
Yes, because
okay.
ignorance most times, like, if you don't know what you want to say, sometimes you might act below that belt.
Okay.
But when you've taken the time, not just to discover yourself, but to also develop yourself, there's an amount of confidence it gives you.
Okay.
You know, so the first one for me is discovery.
Okay.
The second for me is developing yourself. And developing yourself is actually not, there's no bus stop to developing yourself. It's a journey.
Okay.
So in you developing yourself, appreciating at every point in time that I might not be there yet, but I'm not where I used to be.
Okay,
so if I'm at this point, I would rather just celebrate my little victories. Celebrate my little victories,
okay.
you know, while I keep working on myself and keep getting better. You know, another thing that also affects people's confidence for me is comparison.
Comparison with,
yes, if there's anything I don't like, you know, you won't ever catch me comparing myself with you. Yes, I believe we are all on different paths, different journeys. Okay. And for me, I believe my life is just too precious to be compared to another man.
What you're saying is I shouldn't compare myself with Dangote.
No, please. No, you might want the Dangote life.
Yeah. I want Dangote money. Which one is that? I don't want Dangote money. His life, you should hold his life. You should just give him money.
Okay, you might want the Dangote money.
Okay.
But right now that you don't have the Dangote money, the solution for you won't be to kill yourself, but to keep working at whatever it is that gave Dangote the money that he has. I guess that's the simplest truth for me. Yes.
I mentioned that Abimbola was an author, and everything he's saying, I feel like it's in your book, Abi?
Yes, it is.
It's in your book. Okay?
It is.
So here's the book, Behind the Mask. Tell us about it.
Okay, so Behind the Mask is actually a book on self-discovery. Okay. I guess that's the simplest word for it. Self-discovery, understanding self, understanding the man behind the lights, behind the props, behind the social media glam, you know. Behind social media is another thing, another topic that we should not even enter. But I actually discussed, you know, a bit of it in the book.
Okay, before you tell us as quickly as possible. How do we? We're in the social media age.
Yes, we are.
Do you understand? So how do we conquer all these things we see online? How do we? You know, Instagram, they say it's a vanity fest, like vanity festival. Everything you see on Instagram, everybody looks good on Instagram. as against the real life.
Yeah.
You understand? So how do we emerge from that cocoon that social media has created for us? How do we just move on from it and just know that there's something better out there?
Okay, so I think it depends on how you see it.
Okay.
You know, social media can be used as an advantage and can also be a disadvantage, actually. And you know, just this morning I was reading something that Simi said online, you know, about social media and all, and I just smiled. Like, celebrities, non-celebrity, whoever you are, you know, there is this feeling to be accepted. There is this feeling for validation, which most people present with social media. So they hide the life behind closed doors, and they try to put their best foot forward. Everybody wants the shiniest thing, the beautiful thing, and that is what most people present with social media. It's social media anyway. So if you come into my house, you can now see how black my pot is, right? But
Because you won't show that.
so I think the thing for everyone now is just to admit and accept the fact that whatever I see here primarily might not be all about this person. So while I keep working on myself, you know, I celebrate others, but I don't get intimidated with their achievements. Just enjoy life. Use it for your good, but never get depressed with it.
Okay, would I be correct to say take it at face value?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Amazing. So guys, please go out and get this book. How can people get it?
Oh, okay. So the book is available. Just I don't know if I can give my Instagram handle.
No, please go ahead. Go ahead.
My Instagram handle is at Abimbola Durojaiye. So you can just send me a DM to get a copy of the book. We also have distributors actually in Akure, in Ibadan, and in Lagos here. I don't know if I can start rolling out addresses, but I guess the best thing to do is just to send a DM at Abimbola Durojaiye.
So
it's
basically
very simple.
What she's saying is the book will get to you, you know, personal service.
Yes.
You know, nothing beats personal service when it just
yes,
comes
it
to
will be
you.
delivered to you wherever you are. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Abimbola.
Yeah, thank you.
Really